This week on Fluma Studio workshop, we are finishing the plasterboard, number one. Number two is we'll be painting. So as soon as this is dry, we will be painting. I also made a very awesome purchase yesterday. So I bought a Bamboo Lab P1S because I've been wanting to 3D print for a long time with different colors. I have a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. Yeah, I'm very excited. I think it'll arrive this week. I'm not gonna put it here in the workshop because it's too cold. Like, as you guys can see, I have a little bit of heating up there. So yeah, really exciting news. Hopefully I'll be able to 3D print more than one thing at a time, so maybe my daily videos shorts will be 2 items instead of 1. Yeah, I do need to build a little workbench for it, and so I have these boards which were used to be the back of this wall, so I'm gonna, I think, reuse those to make a small bench. It's the perfect size and it's the perfect material, like really stable, really hard, not bendy, just perfect. So yeah, going back to what we were doing, so we're gonna let this dry because I just done a small fillings or like little cracks here. So once that is dried, we will be sanding, painting this black, that corner white. I'm going to paint that little corner again a little bit white too because it's got a couple of scratches and stuff. Maybe building the bench today or tomorrow. I am off this week, so I've taken off this week so that I have time to do a couple of projects I want to do in this workshop. Really cool feature that I think is gonna be a hit with everyone, and I'm very excited to start using it too. So yeah, let's get to it. Plastering. Honestly, this part nearly finished me off. It's so dusty, the kind of dust that gets into your eyes, your lungs, your clothes, everywhere. You do one coat, then another coat, then sand, then you do another coat, then sand again. And just when you think you're done, you gotta sand it all back again. And the sanding is what really tries to kill you. I mean, the dust gets everywhere. It's like working inside a snow dome. The only reason I even know how to do this, my previous house. I had to do a couple of repairs here and there, and I learned the painful art of plastering. One coat, sanding, another coat, sand it, and that's how rookies do it. If you're not very good at just the one coat sanding, you just gotta take a couple steps and do one bit at a time. So now in this workshop, all that paint is paid back. I think I'm a little better every time I do it. The wall is always nice when I finish. When I do the painting, you can really tell it's all covered, no holes, no cracks. Little snack all the way from Japan, or Joe Sushi. A bit of teriyaki chocolate. Delicious. Coffee. The best snack. In today's episode, we add another challenge. We're gonna try to organize most of my tools on this shelf because sincerely, this is a mess. I need to fix this. Maybe I should have painted it first. Fuck. This is the funny part of building a workspace or anything really. Everyone sees the final steps looking all clean and organized, but before that, it's just me standing around like a confused Sims character trying to decide where to put a sofa. So a cabinet, I keep standing there staring at it, and honestly I'm still not sure how I was going to divide it. I walked around about 20 times, sat down, stood back up, tried to visualize the layout, and every time I thought I had it, changed my mind again. Then I tried to simplify it. I didn't really need that many shelves. I already could do with the shelves that I had. I just need a little bit more space to put some of the larger tools, so I decided to go with a little small half shelf in the bottom bracket. I had some leftover wood. As you have seen in this channel, I love to recycle all wood just because wood in the UK is so expensive. So if you can, for simple things like this, which is just shelves, if you can just reuse the stuff that you had previously used in other shelves, is the best approach. Keep the money and the budget for bigger things. So yeah, in the end I went with this little half shelf. Allowed me to put all my tools on the bottom part. The two top shelves are actually currently holding screws and things, but because I managed to build the awesome drawer that I never had in a workshop, I was able to place all the screws and little screwdriver bits and things in there. So it keeps giving me more space, more storage. So yeah, this is the part that nobody gets to see and thinks is simple, but it takes a lot of time and effort to think how to lay it out. So as you guys have seen, I've been tidying the workshop. I found some hinges, so I'm going to add a drawer to the workbench, and I found the perfect wood right here. Just some offcuts that I had from a few previous projects. I also found some chipboards where I was using it for storage in the ceiling, on the roof. So it's worked out really well. I'm gonna be able to do a beautiful drawer for my workbench. Deep. I saw something on Instagram the other day, like a double drawer system where you can put sliders like 3D printed things. So that'll be a cool project coming up. So yeah, let's build this drawer because I think for the screws and stuff, it'll be quite cool, or like drilling bits. Just keep it more organized, keep it with me when I'm moving the workbench around. So let's get to it. So I'm finally finishing up the workbench, and honestly this is one of the most important pieces to the whole workshop. A good workbench is basically the heart of any space. Everything flows from it. This is where you do the cutting, the sanding, the assembly, the little fixes, the big projects, the little ones. It all comes back to the bench. I always wanted something solid out of these things that I had available, something that could take a beating but also work in a small workspace like the one I have. This workshop isn't huge, so I added wheels to one end of it, make it easier to move around. It might sound like a small detail, but in a tight space this is a game changer. You can slide in and out. If I need extra room, pull it back when I'm filming, and keep basically as much shop floor open as I possibly can. When you have this much space, every centimeter matters, and having a flexible workbench means that I can adapt depending on the project that I'm working on, or you can even wheel it out from the garage if it's good weather. Big bills, small bills, getting things out of the way so I'm not tripping over tools. So yeah, finishing this workbench feels like a huge milestone actually. I started this YouTube channel with the idea that I wanted to get things done. In the past I've spent too much time thinking about doing things and then taking too long to finish them. So even getting this done is a big win for me, and that's what I want to keep doing and moving forward and making little progress every day. The bench is finished. There's some things I wish I could have done better. Some of them would have been to this one was a reuse from something I had made previously. I didn't want to get rid of it just because of that little thing, so I added just a little bit of plywood there. Also, I realized that even though the bench is completely flat in terms of is level with the floor, well, almost, depends what just put. There you go. The problem we have is the bench itself is not completely flat. It's got like a bend on the top, and part of that is probably how it's built. This is MDF and this is plywood. No, the MDF and plywood. The bench is done. It's not exactly what I wanted. I'm not too keen on these wobbliness, and that has nothing to do with this, by the way. I added this after, and in fact I left a clearance so that whenever I put anything on top of here, it's going to rest on the plywood and not on the pine. This is just added so I can put clamps all around, and in fact I'm thinking of doing some type of weird attachments. Oh, you guys can see. I'm thinking of doing some let's see. Yeah, thinking of doing some attachments here. So maybe for like the router, like a router top bench type thing. It's gonna work for what I need it to work, which is like basic DIY work. It doesn't need to be completely flat. I'm not building some epoxy river tables where it needs to be completely flat, and even those they're probably not completely flat. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. And as I said earlier on this video, I want to get moving doing things, because what's happened in the past days, I spent too long, way too long, planning things and coming up with ideas, and then I'll spend months building the workbench, painting the walls, doing the room, and before you know it, you'll spend 2 or 3 months doing something else, and then you haven't started the things. So the workshop is officially finished. We completed the workbench, we painted the wall, organized, well, semi-organized most of the stuff here. I still need to deal with all of this. I have some ideas for what I'm going to be doing here. One of them is going to be a surprise, but yeah, I think I've insulated a little bit on the top as well. I've already done my first project in here, which is my 3D printing station is completed and it's up in the bedroom. I'm gonna try and see what kind of filming I can do for that. It's a very simple bench. Maybe I'll film that, or maybe I'll just make a short of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited about this. Obviously, there's way more things that we could do here. It needs a logo. It needs more tool useful storage. I mean, a lot of my tools are still in a tool bag. We have a fishing seat there, which needs to go up into the storage. This whole section needs to be cleared out, but I think it's good enough. So I kind of started working on some projects, like I said. Initially, right now, most of the projects that I have in mind are probably going to be 3D printed based. So we'll see what we can come up with here. I have lots of ideas. So yeah, stay tuned and see you on the next one.